Hello there. Today we're looking at Up and Down, as you can probably see from the screen. It's 1983, a Sega game. See, I can read things off the screen. It's the closest I can think of, and it's not really close at all to it, is Boogie Boy. It's kind of an obscure game, this one. It's basically your little Volkswagen Beetle. And you jump around, you spend your time running around the track, jumping around, and avoiding the other cars and collecting flags. So I suppose it's not really that much like Boogie Boy, but I mean, how many games are there that involved, cars, jumping and flags? Actually, don't answer that. There's probably a couple. It's a favourite of mine. Like I said, it's a bit obscure. It doesn't show up in any compilations. I don't think. I really should check this before I start these videos. It shows up in any of the virtual consoles, but it's it had 3 home conversions that I'm aware of. Please don't write in to say it's on some obscure Korean tablet or something. It was basically got a release on the Atari 8-bits, which is how I got to play it, because I had Atari 800 XL, and God knows we were starved for any arcade action. It got a release on the Commodore 64, and it got a release on the Atari VCS. I don't think it got a release on any of the Sega systems. It would have been the System 1, System 2. 1993 would have predated the Master System. I could be wrong. I hadn't heard of it getting a release, but I will check, and if it did, I will track down a video, and I will go and track down a copy of it somehow and play it and show you me failing badly at it. So listen, let's go and kick this off and have a look. We're going to look at all the conversions of it anyway. So I'm not very good at this. We're going to stick 2 credits in. So, gist of it is, you move around the, you move around the track. You have joystick controls, as you can hear my lovely, nice and loud clicky joystick. If you land on a car, you crush it and continue on your merry way. An ice cream cone. Now, a couple of things. You can reverse. So if you miss a flag, you can reverse back. But I don't think you can jump when you reverse, obviously. You can also jump between tracks. It becomes essential to be able to do that. Now, unfortunately, this is the whole thing. If you're going up a steep incline, it's very hard. That's why I picked a couple. I'm going to have to probably stick a couple of credits in this. It's one of those great early 80s arcade games that is, it's a simple enough idea, but it's just bloody hard. Like, they make you fight for your game. There's no. There's nothing given away. I hate those black cars. They're so hard to avoid. Now, the only thing I don't like is sometimes they give me a situation where the only option you seem to have is to jump to avoid a car, and when you do that, you miss a turn. Now, the track basically continues on. Sorry, the track is continuous. So, if you miss a flag, you basically just wait until you go around again and get it out. I just need one more red flag. Oh, that guy there, by the way, if I can land on him, gives you a free white flag. Which, oh, the black flag. I need a black flag. I can already make a Henry Rollins joke there, but nobody get it. It's getting really intense. Music is getting intense. It's getting harder. Where is that black flag? There we go. Don't say I've never finished anything. Well, you'd be right. I got no bonus. I think the bonus is actually, finishing the level. Round 2. The game, I don't think massively changes. Track layouts get harder. Oh, and you get those guys coming the other way. Did I get an extra life? Or did I can't remember. I've started this so many times now. As I was saying, you sometimes end up in a situation, as you saw there. Oh, missed time that jump. You sometimes end up in a situation where you have to go through a track to get back the one flag that you missed. So, like I said, it's not so much a racing game at all. It's more like it's a certain amount of memory. It's one of those like early arcade 80s arcade games that you basically memorize the patterns. Is patterns not the word I'm looking for? You memorize the positions of everything anyway, and where the cars tend to be, and but it's one of those kind of twitchy 80s arcade games that I like. Now you can't, if you're reversing backwards, you can't jump. You can't jump, but you can stop and jump. So I think if I was, God forbid, laid up with some sort of really bad leg injury or something, where I was, you know, housebound for a long time, I'd just play this constantly, and who knows, like, trade for the old Twin Galaxies, because it's that kind of, oh, okay, maybe not. I don't think there's enough time in the universe for me to get good enough to actually, get the high score of this. But it's that kind of Twitch gaming that it's just great fun. Now, I'm going to have a look at the Atari version next. I was having horrible problems getting the emulator working to my satisfaction, so what I might do is actually stick it on a real Atari and have some big Heath Robinson style system to transfer the video from RF to my VCR, and then from the VCR to SCART, and then from the SCART back to a video capture card. So you'll see this in a minute. For me, it's going to be a couple of hours before I get to record this. So see you then. Hooked up to a VCR, which is in turn hooked back up to a video capture card, because it's the only way I can do it. I need to get some better cables. I'm using a program called Atari Win. Oh, bugger, I have to reload that. I'm using a program called Atari Win 800XL, which is good, but I just have major problems with the controls. So, like I said, I've got to use this really roundabout way of doing it. Now we'll just see if that loads up there. Fingers crossed. There we go. Okay, so let's go with easy. Let's not make things hard on ourselves. I like all those controls, so we'll press start. Now, it's pretty faithful to the well, it's a bit flickery, but it's pretty faithful to the arcade. I think I'll load up the Commodore 64 one this way as well. This is a masochist. The graphics are a bit muddy in certain sections, but I mean, the little Volkswagen is very detailed. Those weird snowplow things aren't. Oh, yeah. That was just me getting the hang of the controls, folks. We'll try this again. Hang on. Let's bring my creaky chair forward. And right. Start. You have a certain amount of control in air. That guy just flickered out of nowhere. Yay, I hit something. Watch this. Reversing now, look at that. Now, it's actually a lot harder than the arcade. I think a little bit is it may be, in unfairness, I might be making things a bit hard myself. I'm actually looking at this on a screen on the computer that I'm capturing the video on, and they're flickering a bit. Let's try this. This is very unprofessional, folks. I'm just gonna try it one more time. Actually using the TV as the main screen. Hopefully you can still hear me. Yeah, it's a bit easier. Still a bit flickery. I mean, it's nice and fast. It's smooth. The only problem is bugger. That flicker makes it kind of hard to see. It's playable though, because I remember spending a lot of time in this as a nipper, and it's quite. Oh, like that? No, too far. I remember getting through quite a few rounds of this, so it is playable.
Yes, it looks nice. The layout is almost the same as the arcade. The only thing that is... Oh, there we go. Excellent. The only thing that's really working against it is that it's so flickery. Oh, we even made the board this time. I was going to say beat that, folks, but I'm sure someone will do a reply video to this for, like, you know, doing the entire thing on one life in 20 seconds. So as you can see, the tracks get... Oh, there's a bit of a jump there. Harder. And there is a lot of memorising the patterns. Unfortunately, like I said, the only thing that takes away... It's a great little conversion. The only thing that takes away from it is that flicker on the cars is just really hard. So there you go. 2 minutes of gameplay for about an hour. You see, you don't know this, but there's about an hour has passed between my first video and this one while I just sellotape cables together and prayed. So anyway, that's the Atari 8-bit version. We're going to have a look at the Commodore 64 one next. For you, mere seconds will pass. For me, God knows, it may be maybe years. My children will be grown up by the time I finish this. But yeah, let's move on. We are looking at the Commodore 64 version here. I had a nightmare time getting this working. The only way that I could get the game to onto the Commodore 64, because I can't find the tape of it, was to track down a T64 file of it, and everything seemed to be on the net seemed to be a disk image for some reason, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So I've got a T64 file, used a program called I can't remember which it was, a Tap to WAV or WAV PRG or one of those. I'll update the YouTube page at some point with it. Use that to convert it into a WAV file, and in the process stuck a nice little fast loader onto it. Now normally what I do then is I normally, you know, when it's a WAV file, burn it to CD as an audio file, like as a regular audio CD. I usually use a couple of them, and then using an old-fashioned tape deck, CD player to tape deck, I basically burn them record the audio from the CD onto a tape, and it makes a little backed up Commodore 64 tape. The only problem was I could not for the life of me find a blank CD here, so at the end I went with plan B, which is basically to get a to get my laptop, plug the audio out, plug a cable into the audio out, and it's one of those ones you used to use in car hi-fis years ago when you wanted to plug a CD player into your tape deck. So it's got a dummy tape at one end and an audio cable at the other, and I use that to basically play it from the laptop onto the tape deck of the Commodore 64, and basically just hit start, run and play, and basically load this up. So there you go. That's completely useless bit of info on how to do that. Of course I actually own the tape, I just can't fucking find it. Anyway, this is the Commodore 64 version. It's well, let's kick this off as a whole. That would just be my luck after all that. Let's try tape. Let's try. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened there. It scared me. Okay, the good news is it's working. It's a lot slower than the Atari. Basic gameplay is still there. But it just kind of trundles along. Like I said, one thing about the Atari 8-bit is that when it was programmed properly, it could really throw the sprites about. And we said that, oh, this is definitely a different layout as well. This is like it's jumped straight to one of the harder tracks. Did I start this off on easy? It's a much slower paced game. That's a nice way of saying that's running really slowly. Is that a... Oh, it's a balloon. I thought it was a mouse. Okay, we're doing a do-over. We're starting again. Because I don't want my explanation as to how to get it working on my Commodore 64 here to actually take longer than my gameplay video. So, what the? That's just cruel. Okay, let's see if it lets me start again. Oh, it was okay. All right. There we go. That explains why the track looked different. Okay. Well, it looks like he's got little feet. It's like this little. If you look at it, it's like this little jumpy feet under the vault, so I can see. All right, maybe it's a bit late. Maybe I'm a bit tired. I can't not see that now. It just looks like two little, you know, arms or feet just hitting the tarmac. Right. Well, definitely the Atari it wins hands down, I think. Well, does it? I was going to say it wins hands down on the graphical front. The Atari, there isn't any flicker on this. It's not as nice looking as the Atari. I suppose it's using a different video mode or something. The Atari is more defined, but this is slightly more solid looking cars. I think personally I prefer the Atari. Speed-wise, the Atari just is much faster. This is a more sedate, a more gentle little drive, whereas the Atari is kind of a much more manic. There isn't much between. I mean, I love the SID chip on the Commodore 64, but there isn't really much between the two. Between the two of them, was the Atari one's pokey or antic? I forget which. All right, let's see if I can. Oh no! That. Have I got life left? All right, so I need to get 4 flags. I just can't stop seeing that animation. There was just 2 little arms sticking out the back of the car. They're just constantly hitting the tarmac. Alright, we're down to 2 flags. Ah! Right. Okay, 1 flag. Where is it, folks? I remember what ways I haven't gone. It's over there, isn't it? No. Oh, there we go. No bonus. I'm never going to live my halcyon days of actually getting onto the high score table on the Atari. So there's the mouse balloon thing. They're both versions are good. The oh right. Corrections time. I haven't even finished the video on correcting myself. It got, as well as the Atari VCS, there was a Colecovision version. I'm gonna see. I don't actually have a Colecovision, so I can't really show you that. I might see if I can find an emulator and possibly have a quick look at it. See if I can get the ROMs from somewhere and show you. But if not, I'll update once I actually get a copy of it. I'll see them. Obviously you'll know from looking at the YouTube page whether I did get it or not. You crazy people that live in the future and can see what I've done already. Anyway, I'm babbling. Right, Commodore 64 version, done, dusted, and we're going to have a look at the Atari VCS one next.
Yeah, I'm using Stella because I've just had a few problems getting the VCS set up today. So Stella being an emulator, I've never liked it, to be honest. It's competent, but it just seems to be very ropey, and it never does what I want it to do. And the audio there was way too high, and my god, that music is just, it's like I said, this is a brave attempt, you know. I love whenever anyone tries to program anything, you know, better, well, anything, you know, more advanced than, say, Space Invaders or Galaga or whatever on the Atari VCS. And some great games. I mean, like I said, the Tank is unbelievable. Sorry, Battlezone rather. But as you can see, this is kind of a brave attempt, but it's really overreaching. That music, though, I don't know. It's just whoa, what the hell? That music was just really kind of crazy. I don't know what it was doing. It was having some sort of weird jazz solo at the end there. Now, folks, we're down to one more flag. Where is it? Where could it be? It's been very tense. The controls, in fairness, obviously it's not that fast, but it's not too bad. Like I said, it's playable. I'm feeling very nervous. There we go. Despite the fact that I just collected a purple flag there, that's the end of the level. Oh, looks like some sort of bizarre off-road thing there. Like I said, what can I say about it? It's playable. It's blocky as hell. It's a brave attempt, and it's my second last game of the night. I have tracked down a copy of the Colecovision version. Well, I'm using an emulator called Colecovision, I think. No, I don't know very much about the system, but we're going to go and have a quick look at it now. Okay, folks, this is the Colecovision version. I don't really know much about the Colecovision. It didn't really get a massive following in Western Europe. So I'm not that familiar. A friend of mine actually has one, believe it or not. God knows where he picked it up. But it's a nice looking little system. My understanding of it is it's kind of a little bit later than the Atari VCS and a lot better looking. If I remember right, is it the ColecoVision or the Intellivision? There's one of them that could run C64, sorry, VCS games with an adapter. I should know it. My brain wasn't melted from how long this is taking. Sorry, I meant this had this take like half an hour to run. Between having to get emulators working, track down files, track down tapes, recreate tapes, jury rig VCRs to work on my video capture system. My God, it's about 3 in the morning. So I'm gonna just fall asleep in a minute, hopefully in my bed and not over the keyboard. But anyway, listen, before we go, let's have a quick look at this. Now, I've switched the sound off on my recording, so it just, unfortunately, this emulator doesn't let you actually doesn't let you change the volume, so I've had to tweak it a bit. I actually have it on my speakers here, so you might pick up a little in the background. It's a competent enough version of the music. You're rather metrosexual looking little Volkswagen Beetle there. My brain is melted from saying things like metrosexual Volkswagen Beetle. It doesn't like Barbie's little pink car, but there's nothing wrong with, you know, with that. Now, what are the buttons? Oh, it's pretty basic. Oh, there we go. It's pretty basic looking, but it's nice and fast. There's a nice little effect there on the well, it's a bit forgiving as well with the landings. Missing loads of these, folks. One of the things about, as I said before, head on. One of the things about up and down is that you end up having to memorize the tracks after a while. Or at least if I've had any, you know, if I was any good at playing the game, I would. There you go. Oh, see, it's really forgiving or glitchy. I can't work it. Let's can I reverse back. Yeah. Oh, game over. Yeah, you pick up little tricks, like I said, like being you can't jump when you're going backwards, but you can jump when you're stopped. So you know it's worth doing. Let's try this again. So anyway, folks, it's been up and down. It's like I said, it's kind of a little bit obscure. It doesn't crop up very often. I'm pretty sure that I don't think it's been on any of the virtual consoles. If it is, let me know, because I wouldn't mind picking up a copy to play on my newfangled modern current generation consoles. Like I said, it's pretty too simple to ever get a remake as such, but it's a nice little game, and it's one of those ones, like I said, Twitch gaming, where you're kind of you know, you don't need to think too much. Just, you know, have a rough idea where all the flags are, and learn how to jump on the spot. But there you go. This is the Colecovision version. We've looked at the Atari VCS, which is brave, Commodore 64, which is competent, the Atari 800 XL, which is my favourite, and the arcade one. So there you go. That has been up and down. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with all the glitches and mistakes and what have you. It's been a weird one. Like I said, this was only supposed to last, you know, only take maybe an hour to record, and it has taken me about what feels like about 10 years. So folks, I'm going to go and fall asleep. I shall see you next time. Okay, one last thing. In the essence of being totally thorough with this, it got a release on the Atari 5200. But it's the same as the Atari 800 XL. I can't do it anymore, folks. I have to go to sleep.